Hello everyone, welcome to Preterist Papers. I'm Patricia and this is the 31st video in this series and it's titled The Man of Sin Part 2. This video gives more background to the Man of Sin hypothesis posed in video number 20. You can find this 2-page printable fact sheet at preteristpapers.com. In 2 Thessalonians 2, Paul was reminding his readers of the various occurrences that had to take place before the day of the Lord. The lawlessness that Paul referenced sometimes pertained to the zealot movement and sometimes to the lawless individual who would assert ascendancy over temple worship. But besides the zealots and the man of sin, we see 5 other elements highlighted in this passage. Number 1, someone holding back lawlessness. Number 2, the removal of this restraining power. Number 3, deceivers and delusion workers. Number 4, apostates who would believe the deceivers and delusion workers. And number 5, the utter destruction of all of the unrighteous. In this epistle, written in AD 52, Paul reminded his readers of the lawlessness already at work. The zealot movement was afoot. 4 years previously, 2 prominent zealot leaders were tried and executed by the Roman governor of Judea after a failed insurrection. These 2 men were brothers from a well-known zealot dynasty dating back to Herod the Great. The zealots were akin, philosophically, to the Pharisees, but with one huge difference: an uncompromising opposition to Roman rule. They said they wanted only Yahweh to rule over them. But like all utopian fanatics, they exhibited tyrannical, criminal behavior and were routinely, rightly referred to it as robbers, murderers, and deceivers, which fits well with Paul's description. Paul speaks of a restrainer, which we see as the Roman governors who repeatedly captured and prosecuted zealot and zealot-like offenders. The holding back that Roman governors performed, however, completely changed with the governorship of the corrupt Gaius Florus. He assumed power in AD 64 and repeatedly provoked the Jews. When he looted the temple treasury in AD 66, it led to an avalanche of events that resulted in an all-out insurrection. When anti-rebel Jews sent an urgent request for help to Governor Florus to put down the rebellion, he did nothing, cynically enabling the further deterioration of conditions in Jerusalem. Eventually, in AD 67, the full might of the Roman military was brought down on Israel. Paul warned of a specific individual who would arise and raise himself above God and worship. As second in command, the authoritative and highly respected governor of the temple, Eleazar, son of Ananias, controlled the treasury and military of the temple. He plunged the Jewish people into fear and anguish by changing the law of Moses, forbidding Gentile gifts and sacrifices for Yahweh. Many Jews saw this as a dreadful omen. It was a complete break with the law of God because Gentiles were supposed to be welcome to worship Yahweh equal to the Jews. Many Jews rightly saw it as an affront to the Roman emperor as well. This changing of the law of Yahweh led to a week-long civil war within Jerusalem itself, where zealot forces grew exponentially. Find all this in Wars of the Jews, Book 2, Chapter 17. Yet another travesty occurred under Eleazar's leadership. The temple priests turned from their solemn sacred duties to preparing for war against Rome. This defilement of the temple was in complete opposition to its holy purpose and, of course, antithetical to their Messiah Jesus' teachings in the Sermon on the Mount. Yet a third outrage under Eleazar was the outright murder of Roman soldiers who had surrendered in good faith. This slaughter took place on the Sabbath, a day when Jews were not even supposed to fight, let alone so dishonorably slay weaponless men. So here we see that Eleazar easily fits as a man of sin. There was no shortage of ego-driven zealot leaders and others willing to play the part of prophets to propagandize the people for war with Rome. Leaders and followers alike were under a strong delusion that Yahweh was on their side and they could conquer the empire and rule the Roman world. Josephus highlights an oracle that caused them to believe they would prevail. Quote, "What did most elevate them in undertaking this war was an ambiguous oracle found in their sacred writings, how one from their country should become governor of the habitable earth. The Jews took this prediction to belong to themselves in particular, and many of the wise men were thereby deceived in their determination." Unquote. And that's from the Wars of the Jews, Book 6, Chapter 5. Josephus documents the horrible sufferings, betrayal, and devastation of that war, which ended Old Covenant Judaism in AD 70. We highly recommend reading The Wars of the Jews for background to help understand New Testament eschatology. We want to stress that this is a theory, but it seems to us to have strong merit. Those who believe the second coming is future to us and could happen any time don't seem to see the illogic of that position. Paul warned that an entire drama regarding the temple had to take place first. Unless there is a temple, there can be no temple drama, and therefore no soon second coming. If you find these videos useful, please like and subscribe. We do not accept donations of any kind. Thank you for listening, and please join us in another video. Shalom.